that boogie, share that beat of love. I'm gonna rock with you. Okay. So we did this. So let's shift gears so slightly. We will exit our bard art and we will go into this. Let me close some stuff because I have a lot of things open and I really don't need all that open. Okay. So, we'll have to switch gears too on playlists, but for now we'll stay here because this works. So, to kind of recenter ourselves and kind of re-talk about what we're doing right here. We'll put this right here and we'll... So, for those unaware or for those aware, there is a group of D&D players or TTRPG players called Legends of Evantris. They play a bunch of D&D style games. They play a Rime of the Frost Maiden game called Icebound, or Rhymebound. I haven't watched it yet, so I don't know that one. But there's a Wild Beyond the Witchlight game they play called Once Upon a Witchlight. They have a couple of games like that. They also have a game they started playing called Stardust Rhapsody, which is like based in 80s whimsical space adventures. So like Akira meets Outlaw Star meets Cowboy Bebop meets Tron meets Sonic the Hedgehog meets, Star Trek meets Gundam meets all that. Great. They also did a Kickstarter like 2 years ago for the Crooked Moon, which was their folklore campaign they made. And it went amazing, and it is amazing. I own it. It's very good. They are starting a new Kickstarter for a supplement to 5.5e called Neon Odyssey, which is based on their Stardust Rhapsody game. And it's based in that like whimsical space travel time. So they are, to like celebrate that, they are playing a bunch of their games that they usually play every week, but they are reskinning them to be Neon Odyssey. So their Witchlight game that has like Chuckles the Clown, that's the one everybody knows. And it has like Gideon and Frost and Gricko and all them. They have reskinned Once Upon a Witchlight to Once Upon a Starlight, which is about the Starlight Lounge, which is their club they own. And they've reskinned all their characters to fit in this world because there are no wizards in space, because that's crazy. But there are like, espers and icons and, things like that. So one of their races is called a Claudarin, or a Claudarin. And they said that one of their inspirations was Thundercats because of the look. And many years ago, friends and I were like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if there was a Thundercats D&D game? So we all created Thundercats D&D characters. And I thought it would be fun if I redesigned my Thundercats character to fit a Claudarin vibe and this like 80s vibe. I have art inspo. Blah. That's my original art from, when is that from? 2013. Holy moly. So that's 2013 Bard art. This is my character, Lynxanna. If you know anything about Thundercats characters, they're all really on the nose names, because Lion-O is the main guy, and he is, you wouldn't believe it, a lion. And there's Tigra, and Panthro, and Wily Kit and Wily Cat, and Chitara. She's the girl. So I made Lynxanna, who is a beautiful lynx woman. She's, was a bard in original D&D. She's also blind, and we were going to play with the mechanics of like perception stuff. I remember that was a big talk we were having. But I thought it would be fun to make her into a Claudarin icon, which is their bard class. I don't know a lot about the subclasses because I haven't put them out yet, because the Kickstarter hasn't started and the book isn't here yet. But I thought it'd be kind of fun to just like redraw her and maybe like give her a little bit more life, because like this is what she looked like, and I don't know, man, it could use an upgrade. Also, those colors are very saturated, and like we can fix that. So let me move my stuff so you can see our inspo pictures. My, this is a full screen, lads. I hope that's good. There, we'll put that down there. Like that. Float on, alright. And I also have a playlist for it, but I don't know if I have it in Spadufu. So we will see. Now, if I'm really good, I'll have it already set somewhere in a folder, because I do. Oh, I already have it in a folder. Let's go. Oh, yeah. Alright, we're going to swap gears from Float On. There we go. And we might have to teach you the multi-desktop feature at some point. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Watching me struggle is not fun for you? I understand. What's the multi-desktop feature? Wait, hold on. The rare time I think it might actually be useful for someone. Hold on, wait, hold on. What? Hold on. Just chatting, hold on. What's the multi desktop feature? What is that? What is that? Is that a thing? Am I doing something wrong? I'm scared. I'm scared. Help! Okay, I'm sorry. Back up. I'm sorry. Oh, angry. Oh, I pushed the wrong button. Anyway, let me go back to my art. My bad. Anyway, you can hit, oh, hold on, I gotta put my art back up. You can hit Windows plus a left or right arrow, and it makes a new desktop that you can quickly switch to. What? What? That seems insane. That seems above my pay grade, and I don't think I'm smart enough for that. That seems crazy. What you said to me? Insane. How dare you? It's cool, but I'll never use it. Was that the thing I did one time? Not that Alan and I live in the same house or anything, but was that the thing I did the one time where I was like, I've lost my entire desktop, and you had to be like, it's over here, you goose. And I was like, oh. That makes a lot of sense now. Yep, that. Okay. Okay, well, hey, I'm not from space. I don't know how machinery work. I'm just a little baby. I'm cute, and that's all I know how to be. And empty-headed. And full of beans. Anyway. Full of beans. Anyway, so this is all of my inspo I have going on here. We have a lot going on. Let me actually make that a little smaller so it's not so frigging overwhelming. Whoop. Okay, there we go. Do that. That's our inspo to the left. These are my references right here that you don't really need to be seeing, but they're here, just so you know. So, like, this is some of, like, the redesigns for Once Upon a Witchlight in Neon Odyssey. This is, oh, good night. Okay, it's fine, I fixed it. This was Cremy. Cremy was a lizard folk in D&D, so they've now made him something called a Gorgonite, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's like Medusa, and, like, they have a stare that can turn you to stone or what have you. This is a Laika, like the dog, because they're spacefaring dogs, and I think that's great. But this is Torbeck, who was a bugbear in D&D. He is now a Laika. This is Gideon, who in D&D was I think, fire genasi, and in this he's a Rhizo, which is a type of, I'm not sure if they're demon creatures, but they're horned creatures that live on, like, a storm planet, and so they have the power of the storm inside them. This is Frost, who in D&D is I think a shifter, technically, but I don't remember what he is exactly, like, in their thing. He's a tiger man. And then in this, he's a Claudarin, which is... Also, he's got cool-ass shoes. And then this is Gricko, who is a goblin in D&D, but in this, he is a Globlin, which is like a goblin, but cool. So, let's take all this away. Boop, and then boop, for now. And for now, we're just going to sketch. And this might just be the rest of the time, where it's just me sketching out like a body. And this might not be that fun anymore, but it might be. I don't know. I just want to draw a skeleton so that I can get an idea of the body I want to draw on. Now, their Claudarins have, like, full... Hold on, let's look at it again. Let's do a little examination. Their Claudarins don't have, like, you know, usually when you draw... Not you... Oh, you can't see it. There we go. Not usually, but a lot of people, when they draw, like, cat-like creatures or animal creatures or furries or anything like that, some people draw, I'm going to say it wrong, digitigrade feet, which is what Torbeck has here. Which is basically the idea of when you draw a foot... like cats or dogs, their back legs, their ankle or their knee is kind of backwards, right? So, like, your foot is here, and up here is, like, your ankle-ish, and then the leg goes like this. Do you see what I'm saying? Whereas a regular foot is that. So that it all translates this way. So a lot of people, when they draw, like, furry creatures, they tend to draw them this way with this kind of foot. But Frost, I'm noticing, is flat-footed, and if I recall, of course I don't have a Thundercats thing, but Thundercats didn't have digitigrade feet either. The way I drew Lynxanna, she doesn't. So I'm assuming I did that because they don't have that. So that's something we don't have to watch for, which is kind of nice, because it's not hard to do. I mean, obviously I'm doing it with Bard, but it is not always the easiest thing to do. At least I don't always think it's easy. Kind of depends. Why is my computer desk wiggling so hard? I'm sorry. I am drawing. Alright, anyway. So first we'll want to make our skeleton. And I do mine a little weird. I mean, it's up to preference. A lot of people will tell you, like, when you learn how to draw, there are rules, and there are rules. And you should follow rules when you first start learning how to do art, for sure. It'd be weird if you didn't. Like, and there are rules I follow, too. I still follow them, very much so. I also err on the side of cool, rule of cool, because I like how certain things look. I'm already drawing this way too big. So like a prime example of like an actual art piece of information is like if you're drawing limbs and stuff, we'll just kind of get a gesture out and we'll explain as we go. I know she had a cane, so let's maybe have her like this. Gesture art, by the way, if you are an art person or not an art person, but you'd like to be, gesture art is literally what this is. It's just getting a gesture out. So it doesn't have to be pretty. It just has to be the gist of what you're doing. So like, say I want to draw a jumpy person. You can tell that's a jumpy person. That's a person jumping this way and they look cool. It is not pretty art. It is just meant to get it down. So we are going to just draw our gesture first. I think I want her putting her weight on this leg with the idea of walking forward. I don't like that. I want to see her hips because that was like my favorite part about her. I wanted her to look very Lynx-like. She could still put her weight on this foot though. And then kind of like that. Ooh. Hold on. Try this again. But I think I know what I want now. Let's put her a little more this way. And then we'll shoulder it out, hip it out. And we'll have her holding this. But we'll just kind of do a stereotypical stance. Something that's just enough, kind of. It'll show off her legs and stuff. It'll show off her body in a way that I can see. When you design out characters, a lot of times, at least I do, it's different for everybody. But when I design out characters and like do their turnarounds, I like to see the front of their body. So you want to have like, you know, this is the front of their body. And then you have a side shot, which looks like that. And then a back shot, which looks like that. So when I'm drawing just like a regular, I just want to draw out a character just to see what they look like. I will draw most of their body facing frontwards. And then, you know, maybe they're the top of their body kind of off to the side or something. But it's partially so that I can see like, you know, like on her, she's pretty symmetrical. But if like this part here, excuse me, I have to cough. Excuse me. The asymmetry of this, I might not see if she's sideways. But if I draw her pointed at me, I can get a better view of that asymmetry. So that when I draw like her full turnaround, I can be mindful of like, oh, right, and I have this being asymmetrical because I can see it from the front. So when I drew her side turn, I'll have to do both her left side and her right side so you can see like the differences. I don't have to do that. I probably will, but I don't have to do that. What should we do with this arm? Might just let it be kind of cute if we did like this and then had her like putting her hair behind her head. And then had this like pointed that way. Or we just let her, let's just let her arm hang for now. And we can kind of figure that out. I kind of like how the under her arm was like that. So this is our gesture. It works. It's what we need. We just need something to work from. And we can make it a little bigger because this now can fit this page and that's not a bad deal. So now we can do this. So now this means I can itch my nose. I can take this little gesture and we can build it out. On a hydration break, I suggest you do the same. I'm going to double hydration because I have a coffee here, so I might as well. It looks crazy when I drink with this VTuber. Okay, so when I do, and I'm sure I've said this on stream a couple of times, but and the only reason I'm talking about it again is because I recently hung out with some friends and like was trying to like talk through to somebody how to do like a body. And I was like, I actually kind of know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to, at least this is what I do. This does not mean it's right. This is just what I do. I try and follow a rough rule of where things line up on a body. So, and obviously this is a cat person and not a real, but we're going to go with it. Most people, when you animate or when you draw, you usually measure by head height. So, like we have a head. Hello, welcome. This is head. Head is usually how you measure height. It's kind of like in horses, they measure by hands. Most people are between 6 to 7 heads tall. So like regular sized humans. So like our girl here is, I don't know, let's just grab a couple and we'll see. She's probably going to be taller because I tend to draw taller. She's already 4. So she's probably going to be about 8 if we get it all said and done. Let's see. I'd wager she's about 8. Yeah, about 8 heads tall. So that's not so bad. There are a couple of different like animation studios that really like stretch bodies out, and that's totally fine. It's just all preference. But so my person is about 8 heads tall. which, like, usually people on the tall end are 7.5 heads tall, so it's not so bad. And this can all get fixed, depending on if I like it or not. But I do try and follow body proportion rules. So, like, I can be 8 heads tall as long as I remember that the body has to sit in a good spot. Also, a good thing to remember, too, is, like, the head rule is a good thing to measure for, like, if you are somebody who draws, like, children or chibi art, or, like, when I do animated, like, my gift tubers, they are not full human, and nor are they full chibi. They are, like, an amalgamation of two things. So, like, chibis tend to be, and if someone is in chat and knows this better than me, feel free to correct me, but I think chibis technically are like 3 heads tall. So, like, all of the body has to fit in this 3 head tall height. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you're drawing a chibi, sorry, we're kind of going off track, but this is kind of fun. So if you're drawing a little chibi person, you have to fit a body and legs there. That's all you get, baby. And one of those heads usually has to be the head, because that's what you're measuring by. So basically, you have a head, and you have to get your body in 2 other heads, which is kind of complicated, but not impossible. It's turning into math, so I can understand that. Yeah. Art is math. It's just visual math. You know what I mean? So it's like, so there's that. Whereas when I draw my gift tubers, I do about, it's like 4 or 5 heads. So, you know, you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish. And, like, children, I think, are like 4 heads tall kind of thing. So it's like, now I have to get a body and legs in 5 heads. You know what I mean? So it's, everything starts with how big your head, and then you work from there. And then after that, I do a lot of proportion math. So, like, if you look at your own body, there's a lot of measurements that are, and, you know, obviously people are different. People are asymmetrical. That's fine. Most of this is roughly the same on everybody, but that doesn't mean it's always the same. You know, it's not always going to be the same. People are beautiful and different. That's the cool part about us as people. But some important measurements to remember if you ever want to do art is where your elbow hits and where, like, your hands hit. And you're like, why? Why is that an important thing to know? Well, because your elbow, and if you touch your own arm, your elbow hits where your hips start. So, like, right where the smallest part of your waist is. That's a good measurement to know, because that now determines your arm length. Arms, this is going to be a really bad drawing because I'm just talking it through. Arms are the same here as they are here. So, if this is this long, this will be this long. You know what I mean? So now this arm, we're just going to kind of futz it. But now this arm is the right length, because we just did that quick math of, oh, well, you know, if hips are here, if the smallest part of my waist is here, that implies that my elbow sits here. And if my arm is this length, because my elbow ends here and my shoulder starts here, you know, here and here, then it stands to reason that this arm ends here. Math. Ta-da! So once again, this is going to be really crazy looking. Now, you get your hips started. I gotta sneeze. Ha! Ah! Oh! Ah! Ah! Mercy! So sorry, headphone users. Oh! Oh! Bless me. Okay. Oh! Okay. Sorry, that was aggressive and it scared me. Doing quick measurements, so that's gonna be like here-ish. Once again, this is gonna look crazy, but we'll fix it once we get our measurements sorted. Love alone without love. This is also important to remember why the gesture isn't that important to, like, look at constantly. On my gesture, her arm or her hand is here. And that's not where that's gonna go. It's probably gonna go like here-ish. And we'll just kind of blob that out, because that's okay for now. Now we have our hips. I exaggerate hips a lot because I like bigger hips. I've said this many a time, and she knows. My mom is pear-shaped, and it's my favorite shape for people, because I think it's just so pretty. So I tend to draw, like, really over-exaggerated hips, and I tend to really soften up the top. Not to say I do it every time. I try and draw really diverse bodies, but that's, like, my favorite default is bigger hips. I also just think big hips are cool. But also, love your body exactly how it is, you know, or, you know, if you change it, that's what you do. I don't care. Live your life. But another important measurement, too, to know, to keep going down the body, is this measurement here is going to be the length of your legs. So it is going to be from hip, and technically it is supposed to be from hip, I think, to bottom of foot. I don't do that. I do from hip to ankle, because I like that better. So if I do a quick measure, actually, let's just use my line that I did. if I take this line and then do this, wah, wah. Oh, well, that's going to be a problem, huh? Let's not do that. That's crazy what I've done. We'll do a different layer. I bet that will be better. Whop. Okay. So if we do from here down to here, and then we do this, and we do, well, don't do that, but do this, and we do it a little crook. So roughly, that should be the length of my leg from hip to ankle. Which looks crazy when you think, because you're like, that doesn't seem right. But I assure you, it at least is allegedly supposed to be, you know. Same thing with this side. We'll actually do this like first probably because it'll be easier to see a little bit. So we'll go, yeah. And once again, I draw big hips. Another important thing too is that in this area, in this line, your thigh is the same length roughly. So thigh, you know, our hip socket, we'll say hip socket to knee is the same length as knee to ankle. Ish. Obviously some people have longer, you know, calves or thighs or legs in general. So like this is not always 100% correct for anybody. This is just roughly the right thing. So we'll kind of get our hip drawn here and we'll hit about the halfway point. I like it about there. Kind of get our little whoop, whoop. There we go. And as stated, I like drawing mine a little longer. So it'll probably go about here. Not super long, but just a skoosh longer. And that's all preference. I just like drawing slightly longer. Superheroes tend to get drawn with like extra long legs. It's just because it makes them look more hero-like. And like, once again, this is not perfect. This will be redrawn. I'm sure I'm going to redraw it like 5 or 6 times. My gestures I'm never 100% pleased with. When we take this measurement, I'm going to use my hands because I'm a weirdo. That's where that goes. And then take this measurement with my fingies, and it goes to about, yeah. So, go this way. And then this also is like, how do I want to draw this? Do I want to draw it with the toe facing this way? Or do I want it facing front? I think I want it facing this way. So let's do a calf muscle first. I also draw Lynxanna specifically, or at least I used to, and we'll see if I really like it by the time I get done with this. But because she's a lynx, I always drew her, sorry, I itch. I always drew her, or wanted to draw her. This was back when I was still drawing, like, tinier people, because that was just the name of the game. But my intention was always she'd have bigger, like, padded feet, because lynxes do. They have really big, they got big paws. So I kind of want to do something with that, I think. But I'm not sure. But, so there's that. Those are big hips. That's okay. And then if we give her feet, we'll do this, and then we'll kind of pad out her feet for now. Just like this. And we'll kind of pad them out like this for now. Just to get an idea of what we're doing. See if we like it, see what we want to change. And I think I've made her really bottom heavy, and I actually think I might lengthen her legs just a scooch more. Just a little more. I think I'm going to pull her body up a little. Man, why did I separate all this? Am I okay? What a fool! What fool did this to me? I did this to me. So let's put her up here a little. And then we'll take her legs. And I have a fun little tool that's just a free transform tool. I think I like that better already. It's definitely better. It makes her look a little more... Makes it make a little more sense. I am going to, because it's going to confuse me. Because I get confused easily. I'm going to take this, push it up there, just so I can see better what the original goal was here. Head away then. Okay. So, pros and cons of what we've drawn here. Oh, you can't see this. I gotta fix how it sees what I'm doing. But, pros and cons. I like the overall design. I don't think it's as elegant as I want it to be. And she is top heavy. Also, she's crooked. Another important thing is usually at least one leg should be right underneath your head. Like when you stand, either you Peter Pan stance and you do like that, or you'll one leg stand with all the weight going to one leg. And this kind of looks like she's supposed to be on this leg, but she's kind of top heavy. Like she's going to fall backwards kind of thing. So we definitely would need to fix that. So we might play around with a couple of different sketches, and we'll see kind of what we like. But we will for now. We'll keep him. We'll keep him. I like the head size, so we'll keep the head size for sure. And I hope that I still breathing. So everybody talk amongst yourselves. I'm gonna sit here and sing. I'm gonna drink my coffee for a minute. Golly, it's already 2:30. Holy moly. Well, thanks everybody for being here. Once again, I hope that you are having a great day. I hope that whatever you had going on today worked out. And if it didn't, I hope that being here makes it a little easier to bear. Let's draw this. This will be good. Then I can put my... See, yeah, this was our problem. Our friggin' foot's over here. And it needed to be, like, here. So now we know that was one of our problems. So we can fix it. But yeah, I hope that you're having a good day. I hope that if you're at work, that work is going well. If you're not at work and you're heading home, I hope the drive is good. Or if you work from home, I hope that there is a good snack waiting for you. Because heck yeah. That's me. I hope that we don't get copyright struck because I'm listening to my music, but I don't know what to tell it, you know. Let's not draw that yet. Let's get our hips sorted. I think that's important. I'm also a weirdo too. I'm not a weirdo, but it is what it is. When I do art, you will probably notice a lot of my art has... I don't draw things straight ahead. So like hips and shoulders are not straight ahead so that you stand at a straight attention and your head stands like that. I tend to not draw that. I tend to instead draw this because it's more interesting on a pose. I don't remember when I learned that. A long time ago. But that's one of the reasons why I don't draw things that way. I also used to draw. I should start drawing more circles in my art again. Because that's a good way to, like, figure out size. That's also another measurement that I tend to forget, but is an important one, is technically your shoulders, like, and I gotta, like, really think this through, so let me just touch my own head for a minute and do that math. Technically, your shoulders on either side should be about the width of your head. Back from my way too long work meeting, yay, Lynxanna. Hi, guys, bees, welcome back. We were just discussing how to, well, I was discussing, and some people were probably listening a little bit, we were discussing how to draw proportions in bodies, which was a way too long conversation that led to a very bad sketch, but we're going to fix it. Yeah, so technically heads are supposed to be, like, from, you know, from here to here, it's supposed to be the same width as this, roughly. Obviously, some people are more broad-shouldered, some people aren't. It depends on whatever, lots of different factors. Like I said, everybody is so different and varied in their body, which is cool, and I think that's neat. So, you know, you can have broad shoulders or narrow shoulders or what have you. But the usual rule of thumb is that. I tend to not always do that, as you see here. This is not the same width as this by a minute. This was also drawn in 2013, so let's just also keep that in mind. It's been 16 years. Oh my goodness, it's been 16 years. That's cool. I like that. Color. I also love that this song is on this playlist. You can tell I really like this one Counting Crows song. Oh, also a reminder, we have an ad break in 3 minutes, 2 minutes 50 to be precise. I do an ad break every hour. One ad break that's 3 minutes long every hour, just so that overall people don't come into one and that I don't constantly have ads rolling. So if you don't want an ad, I mean, you can subscribe. You don't have to, but you can, but you don't have to. I'm not going to do anything more exciting than work on this. I promise you won't miss out. But if you feel like you're gonna, then I mean, you can subscribe, but you do not have to. Do not feel obligated. Lonely. The only thing you're gonna miss is probably me singing aggressively, if I'm honest with you, and that's not always that exciting. You know what I mean? It could be more or less exciting. You know, another thing we could do with this leg too is we could put it this way, because if she's got big legs, she could kind of do supermodel pose. But I do that a lot in art. I mean, I was literally doing that in the Bard picture, I believe. Was I? Let's go look. Let's see. Yeah, I did it with Bard, but that's also because she has like a thigh gap here, or she doesn't have a thigh gap, so I did that for that. Love drawing instruction topics. I first learned how to draw using that old How to Draw Comics, the Marvel Way book that came out in, I want to say, the 70s. Dad had it so up in it. Yes! That's a great book. I was actually talking about superhero proportions, so you might actually know. Superheroes, I was doing like head rules and like head math of like how tall people are. Where is it? Yeah, I was doing like head height and things. superheroes are usually like 8, 9 heads tall, right? Because they need their legs to be slightly longer so that they look more imposing. Oh yeah, head math. Yeah, but so that was the thing I was trying to remember. I'm like, I can't remember how tall they are head-wise, but Shaw, because I was also discussing chibi height. You also might know chibi height, because I said chibi height's like 3 heads tall. So it's like head is its own thing, and then the rest of the body has to fit in the other 2. I think I'm right on that. I think. I could be wrong, though. I also love that I talk about stuff like I know what I'm talking about. This is just what I think I'm talking about, if that makes sense. You know, I also could make this, like, be the one that stands in. I think superhero proportions in the old book was 8 to 9 heads. Yeah. See? So technically I do superhero proportions, and that's crazy. I'm trying to... Let me think. For male characters. Oh, yeah, that's true, because then, like, girls, they're, like, cute. But long legs. But long legs. What if I've now put 4 legs. Many beginners. Very leg, many leg. So many leg. Okay. Let's hyper focus for a minute. Lack of hyper focusing. Hold on. Okay, now hyper focus. Okay, what if we just draw out hips first? Great. Okay. So what if we got 2 minutes, just you and me. You and me, Crispies. It's just you and me here. So let's see. We could do. Also, my chibis are super deformed, so like 2.5 heads tall. Yeah, but they're really cute. They're so cutie. They are so cutie patootie. Like, okay. I think I'm overcomplicating a pose. Uh-oh, shocker. I'm overcomplicating something? My god. Say it ain't so, ho-ho. If you want to destroy my sweater. Okay. Could this, like, go here? And then, like this. That's not very live, laugh, love of me. I don't love that. Hold on. Alright, I gotta look over here at references for a minute. I need Thundercats art references. Thundercats 2010s. Because I don't remember when it came out. Can I see you again? Oh, sorry, because none of them are very, like, hippie and booby. Which is fair. It is a show for children. To go. Life is way too short to take it slow. But we could kind of do the side leg thing. You know what I mean? Do a little side leg. I think what I've done here isn't actually bad. So hold up. Okay, let's try one more again for the Gipper. Let's maybe not use this stick that I've drawn. Insane. I'm just suggesting you and I might not be the best thing. Oh, welcome back. Hello. Welcome back, homies. I've made a head on a stick. Okay, I will fix it. We're having one more go. Oh, we're having one more go. I have an idea. I'm looking at Thundercats art because of course I am, because it's my reference. And I'm looking at, actually here, let me copy paste so you can see what I see. Copy image, close. Well, I don't have to close that. And we'll paste it right on top here. So what I'm looking at here, that's the smallest thing I've ever seen in my life. If I zoom in, okay. So what I'm seeing is son of a gun. Let me do what I'm doing here. So what I'm seeing is when they pose their gals, and this is not official Thundercats art. This is somebody else's art, but it's a character from Thundercats, and it's all the same idea. They actually don't put them on, like, the center of gravity's right here, but they have them hip stand, so we might hip it out, but I don't have to worry so much about center of gravity. That was a long-winded thing to say that I'm gonna try one more time. Did you get all that? Just in case you were wondering. So let's do too low. Put it up there, and then do like this. And then, this is gonna be really rough. Everybody just hold on to your butts. We're gonna get it figured. Can't stop this, and I must insist that you haven't had enough. You haven't had enough. Stuck now so long. We just got the start wrong. One more last place. You better get your story straight. Like that. I think I was making it too hard. I think I was overcomplicating myself like a fool. Like a darned fool. And then we can still do her cane. And then we can have this arm, because she does have instruments, so we can have that, like, holding the instrument or something. I like this new one. Oh, thank you, Luna! Hold on, wait. Hold on, we're going back to just yet. Hold on. Oh, wait. Shoot. Hi! Wait, hi! Thank you! Hi! I'm still trying to figure out how to do faces. I don't know how VTubers really do this. I'm glad! Yay! This model is done by Twin Tails here on Twitch. Whoa! I don't think I can at them, but this is how you spell their name. Twin Tails. And they made a customizable VTuber. Twin Tails, if you don't know them, are the same people who made like Iron Mouse's VTuber and a couple other people's. They're really good at it. So they made this big customizable one that Alhan gifted me because I was really struggling with some stuff. So, and I played with this forever, and it's great. I love it. It's so nice. It's easy to work with. It doesn't make my computer shut down, like, because it's not super heavy, which is a problem sometimes. But anyway, hello! Welcome in! Happy to have you. Oh, I gotta find my art. There it is. Happy to have you. Hope that your workday was good. And if you are still at work, I hope that it is going good. And if it is not, I hope that it is almost over. We are redrawing a old D&D character to fit with the Legends of Evantris races that are coming out for their new campaign, Neon Odyssey, which is all set in like 80s whimsical space opera. And one of the races they made is called Clauderin, which is based exactly on Thundercats. And I have an old Thundercats character that I made like 16 years ago, and I thought perhaps now's the time to me my X-Men. So this is what we're doing. We did other art too, but this is, oh, I can exit the turnaround. This is what we did before we did this. So this is what we were working on, which is my old outfit for lore. Bard Lord fits. So this is what we were working on. But we did take a break for that, because now we need to just sketch and be fools. Oh my gosh, she a cutie. Oh my gosh, you stop it. You're a cutie. Stop it. Stop it. No. The little sprout on my head really is doing a lot of heavy lifting. Look at him go. Hoya, hoya, hoya. I'm normal. Honestly. I really do have resting bee eyebrows, dude. Like, they are aggressively mad. I don't... It's just my face. I don't know what you want from me. Dog, that's my face. Anyway. Back to the vibes here. Then maybe I'll take the long way home. Okay, so if we like this pose, then let's fit this out a little. Get it out! I also don't know how much longer I'm gonna go. I told myself I'd be done at 3, but, like, we gotta at least get this sketch done. It'd be crazy if we stopped. You know what I mean? And Carispies just got back from their meeting, so, like, you know, they missed part of stuff. We gotta keep doing stuff for, like, a little bit. Like a little bit. You know what I mean? Like a little bit. Let's just do this for now. Actually, I can kind of put boobs on this. Yeah! Yeah, I did miss stuff! Oh my god. Carly Rae Jepsen? Grr. It should also be noted this playlist was made... Hold on, let's go look. This playlist was made... Well, I put it on Spotify 2018. I made this playlist 2013. I don't know if you could tell. I added to it recently in 2022, so that's cool. And this is Lynxanna's music. I don't know why this was on here. I couldn't tell you. I don't even remember a lot of her story, which is sad, because, like, I was really invested. Has it been that long? Dog? The art that... Hold on. The reference photo right here has... I think this has... the... Oh my god, might as well bury me. My god, I think that's a 13. That could be a 15. Pretty sure that's a 13. Hold on, we're just... Excuse me. That's a 13. So, excuse me while I puff out smoke from my body and dust. It has to be 2013 or 2014 because I know for a fact that was done in Photoshop and I only used Photoshop then, so... Oh, hell yeah. Well, even this time. Time's a weird soup, dog, I'm telling you. Time is indeed a weird soup. But, well, because the Thundercats came out. Eating sweats. Getting night sweats about it. I understand. Don't be afraid. I mean, it is kind of cool, though, because it's nice to know, and I don't know, this is a me thing, so totally, if you have other opinions on it, that's totally fair and valid. But my cool thing about, like, looking back at this art, and, like, this specifically, like, this whole thing, is the idea that, like, I drew this, we'll be nice and say 15 years ago, And I still look at it and I'm like, this isn't a bad design. It's not like the greatest design ever made. For sure it's not. And you can tell clearly it came from Toph from Avatar, and like you can see all my influences and stuff. But it's not bad. It's a decent design. And even the one picture, the one we were just looking at with the text on it, the inspo picture there, that's not a bad picture. That's pretty cool. And like, is it awesome? Like, is it gonna, will they hang it in the MoMA? No, they shan't put it in the MoMA. It's Thundercats fan art. Let's be cool. But it is nice to see, like, even then it was nice to see, like, because at that point I hadn't decided, like, oh, I want to do concept art or I want to do character design. I just was still like, I work at a Michaels and I just need an outlet and I don't know what to do with myself. Oh, well, we sell art at cons. I'm gonna just draw art. And oh, we're starting to play D&D. This is a cool outlet. Well, I'm gonna, design up some characters. Oh, my friends had me watch the Thundercats TV show. Wouldn't it be silly if we created Thundercats characters? I'm gonna design that. Hey, I really enjoyed designing that. That's weird. And then, you forget. But it's just cool to see, like, the transition, as it were, of, like, what I enjoyed doing versus where I am now in art. Like, some of my favorite stuff still has been doing D&D character commission art because I just love drawing people's ideas. And I also get really, like, I don't know, I still get really, like, jonesed out when people are like, hey, I don't have an idea for clothing. I have a vibe check. Can you take the vibes that I have and put it into and make it? And then I'm like, yeah. And I get all excited about it because I can then come back and be like, I have 6 sketches. Which one do you like? And they're like, that's crazy. What happened? And it's like, I blacked out and there were 6 of them. What do you like? Because I will do it. I don't know why this is so curvy. What a fool. But then we'll put a hand here. Roughly. Thumb. Perfect. Hands are not my favorite thing to draw. Is that obvious that I just gotta draw little, like, ploofs? Ploof. Ploof. But yeah, I don't know. I'm sure other people have that with other things they do, like music or cosplay or whatever. That's just my thing. I love looking back on my art and being like, what did I do here? Who drew this? Okay, I think your hips need to be a scooch lower. Just a scooch. Just a scooch. What if we do... My mind, I'll meet you back on Kingsley Street where we fell for the only thing that we ever feared. Once again, sorry for the singing. If that's going to bother you, I don't know what you want right now. That's going to be a problem. You know what we should do? Let's just move your leggies. I got more room to move them. Love. Okay, because then if I squish you down to there... Sorry, I'm measuring with my fingers like a cool guy. I think you go like there because. Then we will take hips and we'll move them down a scooch. Just because I think this is gonna sound weird to say. I think her crotch is too small. Which is a crazy statement, but I need everybody to trust me. I think her crotch is too small. Stink guy. I bet her mama never told her why. Okay. That makes more sense to me. She's been living in her white bread world. The one with high blood can. Oh, yes. This makes way more sense for... Because now, if we do the math, like here-ish, I think is going to be our halfway point. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's rude. You leave the crotches out of this. I'm sorry, Eden, but I have to. It was too small. It was just not the right lengthage. Not the right lengths. Lengths. I know what I'm trying to say, gosh ding dang it. Yes, that's where hips are. So, or that's where that's going to go. Sorry, once again, I'm measuring with my fingertips, so I need everybody to just accept that I'm just measuring by hand. Just make it all crotch. Can you imagine? Wait, hold on. Here you go. I got it. Here we go. Move that, and then really, this is just a nightcrawler now. There you go. Whoops, all crotch. Here, like this.